This is Voice of Korea.
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 You're listening to VOK, Voice of Korea News Now. The second plenary meeting of the Workers' Party of Korea continued on February the 9th to discuss crucial issues of key importance in implementing the decisions of the Party Congress. The second-day sitting of the plenary meeting was held amid a high party sense of responsibility and extraordinary readiness of the entire participants to bring about a clear settlement in the economic work and people's living this year without fail, deeply bearing in mind the urgent demand of the party and the revolution once ahead. Kim Jong-un, General Secretary of the Workers' Party of Korea, continued to make the report on the first agenda item. The report presented tasks for this year to be carried out in different sectors, including the economy and culture, and importantly mentioned the issue that the state economic guidance organs should enhance their role for their implementation. It also presents the task facing the fishery field to activate fishing, pisciculture, and culture, so that the people can be provided with more marine products. The report touched on the work to be done this year in the fields of coast and telecommunications, land and environment protection, and urban management to provide the people with convenient and civilized living conditions. It stressed that the field of external economic relations should put into practice the innovative and rational proposals that count in the respect of protecting the national economy and strengthening independence. Kim Jong-un said boosting the agriculture is an important work of the state, which should be done at any cost in order to solve the food problem of the people and speed up the socialist construction with success. He made an analysis of the achievements and experiences made in the field of agriculture in recent few years and put forward tasks to consolidate standards and scale up agricultural production in a stable and sustained way. For the present, crucial issues were emphasized on taking immediate state measures to supply farming materials deciding the success or failure of this year's farming, promoting the work to lay material and technical foundations of the agricultural production in a planned way, and decisively improving the party work in the countryside. Reaffirming the importance of enhancing the role of science and technology as an engine, the report mentioned in detail that special efforts should be directed to primarily solving the urgent scientific and technical issues arising in strengthening the present economic foundation and improving the people's living standards, actively developing the core and strategic latest technologies, and building up well those to be engaged in scientific researches and scientific and technological personnel. The report concretely indicated that remarkable improvements and innovations should be made in the field of cultural construction, including education, public health, literature and the arts, the press and sports, to give fuller play to the superiority of Korean-style socialism and fill the whole society with a revolutionary and optimistic spirit of struggle. In his report, Kim Jong-un clearly presented militant tasks to be carried out by the People's Army and the field of munitions industry this year for implementing the decisions of the 8th Party Congress and the direction of future activities to be conducted in the field of work related to South Korea and the field of external work, and stressed the need to thoroughly implement them without an inch of deflection. The report points out that success or failure in economic work this year depends a lot on the functions and role of the state economic guidance organs. It clarified important ways to strengthen the cabinet-centered system and the cabinet responsibility system, including the issue for the cabinet and the state economic guidance organs to restore their unique functions that organize and control economic affairs and improve the guidance and control over the overall economy, and the issue on enhancing the role of the non-permanent Committee for Economic Development. It mentions that the Cabinet and the state economic guidance organs should pay attention to dovetailing from the planning stage well and strengthening the organic links and cooperation between the economic sectors, thoroughly establish the planned discipline and severely sum up the production, and correct the rule of thumb wrong work attitude in the economic operation and guidance. It also presents the direction of further deepening the work to study the economic management method and put it into practice to take essential and vital practical measures. Kim Jong-un said the party will help do the economic work boldly and innovatively to the end, and underscore the need time and again to decisively enhance the responsibility and role of the leading economic personnel in operating and commanding the economic work this year. The report made by Kim Jong-un analyzed and estimated the operation and the attitude of different sectors toward implementation of the decisions of the Party Congress in a comprehensive way and made clear the measures for correction. It also reflected the firm determination and bold practical measures to bring about actual results which are awaited and welcomed by the people this year. That's why the report enjoyed great sympathy and warm support and approval of the participants in the plenary meeting. The report of Kim Jong-un will continue at the third day sitting of the plenary meeting. The respected Kim Jong-un, General Secretary of the Workers' Party of Korea, received the reply message from Nguyen Phu Trong, General Secretary of the Central Committee of the Communist Party of Vietnam and President of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam on the 2nd. The message expressed heartfelt thanks to Kim Jong-un, the Korean party and state leadership and the Korean people, the Vietnamese party, state and people, and on his own, as regards the wonderful congratulations sent by the Central Committee of the Workers' Party of Korea to the 13th Congress of the Communist Party of Vietnam, and sent by Kim Jong-un to him upon his re-election as General Secretary of the Central Committee of the Communist Party of Vietnam. It hoped that the two parties and the two countries would continue to cooperate more closely and wonderfully develop the relations of friends and cooperation between Vietnam and the Democratic People's Republic of Korea with a long tradition in the interests of the peoples of the two countries and for peace, stability and prosperity of the region and the rest of the world. The message wished Kim Jong-un good health and happiness, and the DPRK greater successes in accomplishing the cause for building a prosperous country and providing the people with a happy life under the guidance of the Workers' Party of Korea edified. The number of Macrosians is increasing in the DPRK day by day. The respected Kim Jong-un sent a kind spread to Lee Jong-il, living in People's Neighborhood Unit Number 5, Seohung-ji, Jeongpyeong County of South Hamgyong Province, on a centenary birthday. Workers in the machine-building industry sector are making successes in their efforts to implement the decisions made at the 8th Congress of the Workers' Party of Korea. The Daehan Heavy Machine Complex does technical upgrading of the equipment and dovetails the production processes properly and actively introduces valuable technical innovation proposals to normalize the production of the ordered equipment. The Gyeongsang Machine Complex has widely introduced rational processing methods, jiggers and equipment to produce the custom-built equipment needed for the revitalization of production in the chemical industry sector and the construction of power stations. The Pyongyang University of Architecture is trying to realize the integration of education, scientific research, and production. The university is accelerating the scientific researches to complete the material and labor-saving construction methods while concentrating efforts on teaching. It is also producing different kinds of quality building parts at its building materials practice ground, making an active contribution to the educational practice of the students. The Democratic People's Republic of Korea is further strengthening the anti-epidemic wars to cope with the spread of the daily worsening pandemic. The Central Emergency Anti-Epidemic Units are conducting brisk propaganda activities for all citizens to know well the demand of the emergency anti-epidemic law and strictly observe it with high responsibility, obligation, and self-consciousness. They are also promoting the work to reinforce the order of action in all sectors and the steps for countermeasures. The emergency anti-epidemic units at all levels have further consolidated the walls of blockade along the border areas and the seashore, and are strictly establishing the supervision and handling procedures and instant information systems to check the spread of epidemics by migratory birds and animals. And that's the end of the news, read by Choi Jong-nam. This is VOK, Voice of Korea.